America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered. We got a great show for you guys today. A lot of different things to talk about. I want to talk about free speech in Miami and how it's dying. This is something we actually saw over the weekend with the massive stream from the Avengers. Let's just call them that for now. But we saw a massive stream from Clavicular, Nick Fuentes, the Tate brothers, Sneeko, Myron. They all got together in Miami. And then beyond that, there was some really crazy shit that's been happening. Not just with the reaction from people in the Jewish lobby, the ADL, Mark Levin, the usual suspects. But now the mayor of Miami is sending police to people's doors to question them about free speech. Like, they are using their right to free speech, posting things on social media, and now the police are showing up at their door to interrogate them over this. This is a blatant violation of their First Amendment rights, so I want to talk about that today. I think it's a very interesting topic that I'm sure we'll get more about in the coming days. James Fishback has gave his opinion on this. Many different people in Florida have given their opinion on this, but you know who stayed silent on this? Byron Donalds, Jay Collins, the people who are opposing James Fishback, the people who also oppose free speech. And why do they oppose free speech? Well, Jay Collins is a pussy who says that if you criticize Israel, you should be put in jail for it. And Byron Donalds, I'm surprised this guy even got out of Section 8, but Byron Donalds takes money from AIPAC. Byron Donalds doesn't want you to talk at all about the Jewish lobby, about Israel, about the war crimes, about anything involving any Jew whatsoever, if it's not something extremely positive. So this is something we'll talk about today. I also do want to talk about something that's slightly disappointing to see. I mean, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate built their entire brand on being unapologetic. They would say that women shouldn't drive, women shouldn't fly planes, women shouldn't lead in any way, that men should have multiple wives and women should just shut the fuck up about it. They made their entire brand on just being these guys in the manosphere who are unapologetic about anything. But apparently, they're very apologetic about criticizing the Jews. Apparently, they're very apologetic about what happened in the club in Miami. And I'm not someone who enjoys clubs. I don't enjoy the club scene. You know, I don't think I would want to go to one. It's kind of miserable. A bunch of sweaty people, a bunch of degenerate bullshit. Don't need to be around it. But Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, like I said, we're at the club with Clavicular, with Nick Fuentes, with Sneeko, with Myron. And they started playing the song Heil Hitler by Ye. Ye, as you guys know, has been absolutely demonized by the mass media over some of the comments he made on X, over the Cuck album itself. And the hypocrisy in it is that, you know, why Ye made the song and why Ye went as hard as he did, it's like, you can be a rapper and you can talk about blacks killing blacks. You could talk about mass murder. You could talk about rape. You could talk about pretty much any topic except for the Jews. And that's kind of what he was trying to expose. You can literally talk about abortion, murder, rape, sex, incest. Like, you could talk about literally anything and nobody gives a shit. But the second you mention the protected class of Jewish individuals, all hell breaks loose. So, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate backtracking. Their lawyer released a statement. They also went on the Patrick Bet-David show. And they were like, yeah, that you know, I was uncomfortable. I didn't want any of this to happen. I don't feel that way. And it's just like, what the fuck happened to the unapologetic Andrew and Tristan Tate that we all started watching, that we all not admired in, you know, that way, but admired in a, like, this person is willing to take shit. This person's willing to stand up to the man. What happened to that guy? What happened to the guy who wasn't afraid of anything? The guy who was like, I'm not going to apologize for shit. Yeah, women shouldn't fly planes. If a woman was flying my plane, I'd walk off it. What happened to that guy? The second you criticize the Jews, the second he's in a club that's playing Heil Hitler, he's like, whoa, wasn't me. I don't even believe that. I don't believe that. As his brother is throwing a little fucking Sig Heil, and as he is just sitting there just like smiling. And he acts like he was shocked that it was even happening. He talks on Patrick Bet-David like it was one of the worst things. And it's kind of crazy to me. It's kind of crazy to see Andrew Tate take this path. And I'm curious to see what the reaction will be by the masses from this. But from the people on the America First side I've seen, they're not too happy with it. Some are a little bit understanding. They know that Tate the Tate brothers had some legal troubles, and criticizing that protected class of individuals might put them back in jail, and that Donald Trump is potentially keeping them out of jail. This is something Nick Fuentes also touched on. But still, at the same time, it defeats the entire purpose of their brand. Stick by what you say. Be a man about what you say and do. And they're not doing that. They're completely backtracking right now. And again, this isn't a complete diss on the Tate brothers. I still like Andrew and Tristan Tate. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. But at the same time, we have to criticize this action. We have to criticize the way that they are backtracking on this, trying to run a PR campaign against what happened the other night in the club. So we're going to talk about all that today. It's going to be a great show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. Read all the comments at the end of the show today. Please remember to join our Telegram channel, scan the code up in the corner, follow me on X, follow me on Instagram. You guys know what to do. We got a live show today. I'm excited to be back doing the live shows. It's always a fun time. And we were supposed to have the James Fishback interview, but like I said, there was a chance it got pushed back, and it did until Monday. And I got his word that Monday it will happen. So hopefully we have that interview on Monday to release to you guys. So should be a fun week, should be a good week of shows. There's a lot to talk about. I also, later this week, want to do a reaction stream to Tyler Oliveria's show. If you guys remember, Nick Shirley did that video where he exposed all the Minnesota Somalian fraud. And this was breaking news, something we kind of assumed was happening. Somalis are committing fraud. Oh, big fucking whoop. We all kind of knew that these people were scum and these people were scamming us in some way, but someone finally exposed it. But now there's something really interesting that happened that's getting a lot less media coverage, but seems to be just as big, if not bigger, in scale. So Tyler Oliveria, the same person who went to India and was getting death threats from all the Indians after he filmed and made a documentary about their shit-throwing festival. These guys save up cow shit for 6 months, throw it at each other all on one day. They have their big Diwali shit-throwing festival. He got a ton of death threats for that, but he made a new video that's, again, not getting the attention it deserves. This is something that every major media source should be picking up, but they are not because it involves the Jews, and they don't like to criticize them. But Tyler Oliveria discovered a town in New York filled with Jewish people. The entire town is Jewish. And this town is overwhelmingly, I mean, almost the entire population is abusing the welfare program. Systematically, they are abusing the welfare program, and it is Jews doing this. But some reason the media doesn't want to talk about it. When it's Somalians, everyone's like, get them the fuck out of our country. Fuck those Somalians. Somalians are scum. And it's like, nobody gives a shit. Like, literally, nobody gives a shit. You call them sub-Saharans. You call them Somalian scum. You call them scammers. You call them, like, glorified telemarketer scammers. You call them like whatever the fuck you want to call them. Literally nobody gives a shit. I've heard people say some of the craziest things about these Somalians, and everybody's like, oh, who fucking cares? Fuck them. But then this guy makes the video about the Jews, and it's like, he didn't do it. He never made a video about the Jews. I've never seen that. Like, nobody on Fox News is talking about it. Nobody on the left, nobody on the right's talking about it. And it's absolutely absurd. So maybe later this week, maybe we'll do that for a Friday casual show. Maybe we'll do it if we have a slow news day tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. But it's been a wild week. Today we're also going to talk about the storming of the church in Minnesota and how fucked up that was. I mean, that's insane. Imagine if it was any other group. Imagine if Christians stormed the church of a mosque, or Christians stormed a synagogue, or whatever the fuck. Like, imagine the outrage. Imagine the media reaction. But no, a bunch of leftists charge into a church, disrupting the service, trying to hold people accountable for the death of Renee Good. Like, who gives a fuck? Fuck that bitch. That bitch got what was coming to her, in a sense. I mean, she literally tried to run over an ICE agent, and she got shot in the head. Huge fucking surprise. It's absolutely insane that people are this fucking stupid and this fucking crazy. They charged into this church, and Don Lemon was among them reporting on it. People are even debating now if they should be charging Don Lemon with the protesters. But the protesters who charged the church, who disrupted the service, they not only went into the church, that itself is okay, but they went into the church with the intention of disrupting what was happening there. And that is a legal violation. That is very illegal to do, and something that needs We need accountability. We need the government to actually take fucking action for once. My biggest complaint from Donald Trump throughout his whole administration is that Donald Trump is not doing enough. It's not that he's doing too much like the liberals say. It's that Donald Trump has been a pussy and is not doing enough. Donald Trump is allowing these people to walk all over him, allowing the lobbyists to walk all over him, allowing the deep state to walk all over him, allowing his cabinet to walk all over him, and he's allowing the leftists to do it as well. And he wants to act like he's doing something. They have these hype edits on social media. They make these videos. But in reality, nothing's fucking happening. The deportation numbers came out the other day. The official deportation numbers. Guess how many people we deported in 2025? Under 300 fucking thousand. But they want to act like it's 2 million. They want to act like they're actually going to hit the Obama numbers. They're not doing shit. They want to act like they are policing the entire world and we're the dominant superpower, but yet we're bombing Iran for Israel. We're about to go to war with Iran again. We are literally bombing all these different proxy groups that we helped fund and that Israel funded. We funded the war in Israel. And they knew it, like, Israel funded Hamas. Israel had a stand down order on October 7th. And then we still go and fund the fucking war. And why do we do it? Because Republicans and Democrats don't agree on shit. They can't agree on anything with healthcare. They can't agree on housing. They can't agree on pricing. They can't agree on inflation. They can't agree on literally fucking anything. But what can they agree on? They can all agree that Israel is our ally, that we need to support Israel no matter what. And why do they do that? They do that because they're paid to do that, because AIPAC funds the majority of all the politicians in our government, that AIPAC is robbing, raping, and looting our country currently, that the Israel lobby is doing this. We are right now in a current state of being fucked. Our country is being fucked on multiple fronts, and nothing is happening. Nothing to stop it is happening, and Donald Trump has not been a help to this. Donald Trump has literally been a part of the rape that we are enduring currently. Donald Trump has sold out on his original 2016 promises. He's become part of the deep state, and Donald Trump is not getting anything done. So Donald Trump, I am calling on you. Get something done. Every fucking person who stormed this church, lock them up. Due process, who gives a fuck about it? Lock them the fuck up. I'm so sick and fucking tired of Democrats running shock and awe campaigns trying to arrest people like Nick Fuentes talks about from Charlottesville, from January 6th. No due process, just locking them up with bills from the 1800s, 1900s. They're using old laws to lock these people up. They're invoking the Klan Act. But Donald Trump doesn't have the fucking balls to arrest the people who are violating our rights. Doesn't have the balls to call out that the Miami mayor is sending police to people's doors over free speech. He doesn't have the balls to arrest the people who are storming churches in Minnesota, who are targeting ICE agents in Minnesota, who are carrying weapons in the middle of the street saying that they're defending against ICE. Donald Trump, grow a fucking pair of balls. Grow a pair of balls and do fucking something. Do something for once. Make it clear to these people that they will not get away with this. And if they try, if they even fucking try, that you will put them in jail, that you will take their rights away. This needs to become a dictatorship temporarily. We need to lock this country the fuck down. Not just our borders, not just legal and illegal immigration, but we need to lock up the insurrectionists. We need to lock up the people who are disrupting society, the people trying to take our rights away, the people who are ruining America currently. And Donald Trump has failed to do that on all fronts. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Miami free speech. We'll talk about the storming of the church. We'll talk about the Tate brothers and Donald Trump's failures. Should be a good show. The only other thing that I have to mention today is the only other person who brought Republicans and Democrats together, it's his birthday today. Sir King Jeffrey Epstein, it's your birthday today. Again, Epstein, you are definitely a difficult individual. We can't get shit on you. Like, it's been, 30-something days since the Department of Justice was supposed to release all the files about Jeffrey Epstein, his associates, the client list, the plane logs, everything. We have gotten less than 1% of all the files. And somehow, Sir King Jeffrey Epstein from beyond the grave is now laughing at us on his birthday. He's eating a cake right now. He's blowing out his candles, and all he's wishing for is, let's keep fucking them. Let's keep fucking these people. Let's keep robbing these people. Let's be the least transparent government ever. That's what Jeffrey Epstein's celebrating right now, is he's blowing out his birthday candles. It's absolutely insane. Jeffrey Epstein is, again, he's one of the most, you got to give the devil his due. He was the best at what he did. And I'm not saying that necessarily in a complimentary way. I'm just saying he was one of the most effective spies in history. One of the most effective Israeli spies in history. He single-handedly created this pedophile ring. Not single, I mean, he had the help of other Mossad agents, I'm sure. But he created this pedophile ring. He created this island where they would bring politicians, celebrities, everything. They'd bring everything. All the rich people, all the influential people in the world to this island, get them on video, you know, sleeping with a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, whatever it is. And then they would use that as blackmail to get their way through policy or whatever means possible. And Jeffrey Epstein, it's his birthday today. Sir King Jeffrey Epstein. Absolutely absurd that this guy got away with it for this long. And it took us, how long? I mean, his first arrest was in 2007. We knew he was a pedophile before that, though, because he was fired from the Dalton School for engaging in a relationship with an underage girl. Took us a while to really get this guy, and even when we got him, we never really got him. You know, they killed him before we ever got any answers. And Israel is still reigning supreme. Israel is still holding that blackmail over our politicians. It's very clear why our politicians do not want to turn on the state of Israel. It's because there's blackmail. It's because the Epstein files that they're talking about, where do they exist? They exist in Tel Aviv. They're holding them. The Mossad agents, they have them. That's why we're not getting the fucking answers. 30 days past the deadline to get all the files, and we have had less than 1% of the files. There's over 1 million fucking files, apparently, but we don't get to see shit. It's fucked up. But let's actually start the show. Let's go on with the show. I do want to show you guys this video I have. This is a video of the Miami Beach police. They went to a citizen's home to investigate her for criticizing Mayor Stephen Mainer's pro-Israel stance. And police showed up at this woman's door to investigate this, and they were harassing this woman. But this is crazy. Like, are police going to show up at my door one day because I criticize Israel and I criticize Jewish politicians and I criticize the lobbyists? Or one day they're going to knock on my door and I'm going to have to deal with being threatened in this way? I thought this was America. I thought I could say anything I fucking wanted as long as I'm not inciting violence. I thought I was allowed to speak my fucking mind in this country. But apparently that doesn't exist. And we kind of seen that happen in real time. To give a couple examples, Shiloh Hendricks is the woman who called a black child the N-word at a park after he stole something out of her bag and broke one of her son's toys. And this woman got arrested for disorderly conduct? I thought she's allowed to use her words. Like, just because words may hurt you, just because you may find them offensive, doesn't mean you can police them. Doesn't mean you can criminalize them. But that's what happened. The kid threw quarters at the feet of Dave Portnoy and said, "Fuck the Jews." And he got arrested on disturbing the peace? Again, what the fuck? And Dave Portnoy is the same guy who preys on gambling addicts, runs multiple alcohol companies, is a complete degenerate, a complete fucking clown of a person. The same person who's like, I'm gonna ruin all these influencers' lives for playing that song in a club. As he's blasting songs in the background of his office about black people committing mass murder against other black people. Like, it's comical at a point. Fuck you, Dave Portnoy, you piece of shit. But let's go over to this video. Let me show you guys this. This is the video I want to show you. And this is of, like I said, a woman in Miami Beach being targeted and harassed for a social media post she made. Not violent at all. A post she made just criticizing the pro-Israel stance of the Jewish mayor of Miami. So let's take a listen to this really quick.
You were not sure. Show a picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
Is that your account?
I refuse to answer questions without my lawyer present.
Good.
So I really don't know how to answer that question
Okay.
either
Well,
way.
like I said, you're not
This
going
is
to
freedom
jail.
of speech. This is America, right?
And
I'm a veteran.
And I agree with you 100%.
Okay. All
We're
right.
just trying to see if it's you, because if we're not talking to the right person, we want to go see who the right person
Okay,
is.
how can I help you?
So pretty much it's just a statement that was made as far as,
Verbatim, it says the guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings and refuses to stand up for the LGBTQ community in any way. even leave the room when they vote and on related matters. Wants you to know that you're all welcome. Clown face, clown face, clown face. 3 days ago.
See, I don't agree with a lot of like this woman's talking about like pro LGBTQ. Like obviously this woman's very on the left. Me and this woman disagree on a lot. But where I will stand up for this woman, and I'll stand up for any American in this way, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, no matter what your political stances are, I will stand on the side of free speech is absolute, that we cannot police free speech, that these cops showing up at this woman's door over a fucking social media post calling the mayor a clown, this is tyranny. I mean, this is actually absurd. This is the type of shit that starts a revolution. So again, the government has to tread fucking lightly. The government has to be extremely careful how they handle situations like this, because handling it in this fashion is going to lead to people revolting. And we will not tolerate anybody policing our speech, especially in the fucking state of Florida. This is Florida. This is a land of fuck around, find out. This is a land of I can say whatever the fuck I want and I have a gun to back it up. Do not police people's right to free speech in this fucking country, especially in my state. And James Fishback said the same thing. He said this is a disgrace that they are showing up at this woman's door. This would never happen if I was governor.
So you don't know if it was you?
I'm not going to answer whether that's me or not.
Okay.
The concerning part, and not concerning for the person who's posting it, what we're just trying to prevent is somebody else getting agitated or agreeing with the statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Understood.
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's why we're here to.
All these Zionist Jews are calling for the death of all Palestinians. Are the police going to show up at my door now that I said that? Randy Fine, the fat fuck Randy Fine, who looks like he ate the entire fridge section at a fucking fridge warehouse. He wants the death of all Palestinian children. Is that illegal? Am I going to get arrested now? Like, this is fucking insane. This is actually tyranny. This is insane.
Talk about, and we wanted to get your side if it was you that posted that. I would think to refrain from posting things like that, because that could get something inside.
I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you coming out here.
Okay?
That's it?
That is it.
Okay.
I'm going to maintain my amendment rights to not answer the question about whether or not that's right. I hope
Thank
that's
you for your time.
understandable.
We appreciate it.
Thank you
Have
as
a good
well.
day, okay?
You as well. Thank you. Take care.
Smart woman there. Very smart woman. See, most people would have started talking. Most people would have went off. This woman was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to say a word without a lawyer present. Smart woman. This is a woman who knows what she's talking about. Rare in these days that you see that. But this is crazy. They're literally policing our right to free speech in our own country. This is the shit that our founders would spit at the fucking feet of these people. Our founders would revolt against this. This is exactly what they were trying to protect us from. And it's absolutely insane that it all has to do with Israel in the end. It all has to do with the fact that we have people in this country who love Israel so much that if you criticize Israel, you're a target now. A country thousands of miles in an ocean away, not even on our side of the world. I don't give a fuck about any of those countries over there. I don't. I'm not pro-Palestine. I'm not pro-Israel. I want them all to just get the fuck away from the United States. I want all the politics surrounding that to be out of the fucking United States. I want us to be America fucking first. It's not that hard. But for some reason, these politicians fail to realize that. These politicians are so tied by the AIPAC money, and they are so tied to these lobbyists and to this terrorist state of Israel that if you criticize them, they're literally going to send the police to your fucking door to threaten you. And if you don't think that's a threat, that is threatening. If the police show up at your door over a social media post you made that's in no way violent, and they're like, oh, what if someone sees this and they decide to act violently? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious? That's insane. That's just saying we can't criticize them because there might be schizophrenic people out there in the world. Fuck that. I will criticize the Israeli government. I will criticize organized Jewry. I will criticize anybody who's working against America's interests, no matter who they are, what skin color they are, what religion they are. But right now, predominantly in this country, who is systematically fucking this country is the Israel lobby. It is AIPAC. It is Benjamin Netanyahu. It is the fact that we are going to war endlessly for this terrorist state of Israel who does nothing to benefit us. Anybody who has any argument on why Israel benefits us, feel free to let me know, because they don't. There is no benefit to being allies with Israel. Some people are like, oh, they give us weapons, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? You're acting like the United States couldn't create weapons. You're acting like the United States isn't a dominant superpower without that shithole of a country as our ally. America would be so much fucking better off if we weren't controlled by the Zionist Israelites, if we weren't controlled by the Israeli lobby, if we weren't controlled by all these pieces of shit trying to take our rights to free speech away. And this isn't the first attempt to take rights to free speech away. We literally had Jay Collins, I did an entire show about it, saying that people should be jailed and that it should be criminal if you criticize the state of Israel. Ron DeSantis flew to Israel to sign a bill saying that to make an anti-Semitism law, that if you criticize the state of Israel, that you are violating a law in Florida. You can be kicked out of a public university in Florida for criticizing Israel. That's absurd. That's a blatant violation of our rights, and I will not sit around and tolerate it. I am going to actively fight against it, and anything they say that we're not allowed to say, anything that they try and make illegal, I will double down and I will say it on this show. They want to make something illegal to say, I'll say it on the fucking show. They want to say that you can't criticize them because some schizophrenic. Guess what? Fuck Israel. Fuck Benjamin Netanyahu. Fuck Ben Shapiro. Fuck Mark Levin. Fuck Laura Loomer. Fuck Randy Fine. Randy Fine is a bloodthirsty, fat piece of shit. Am I gonna get arrested now? Or are the cops gonna show up at my fucking door one day because some schizophrenic might hear this and go act upon it? Shut the fuck up. I'm sick and fucking tired of it. I am so sick of the policing of our language. I could say whatever the fuck I want. You wanna know why? Because this is America. I don't fear anybody but God. I will not sit down and let them take our rights away. Fuck them. Fuck them all. It makes me fucking sick. When I saw that video, I lost my fucking mind at first. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is exactly what our founders were fighting against. This is exactly the kind of tyranny that our founders would revolt against and spit at the feet of these people. We need to do everything we can to limit the power of the establishment trying to loot, rob, and rape us of our sovereignty, of our rights. And I am not going to sit around idly and let them just do it. I do want to keep moving on with the show because we do have a few other things I want to talk about. But I find the entire thing that happened to be just utterly disgusting. The fact that people are allowing this to happen, and people are celebrating that the cop showed up to this woman's door saying they did the right thing. And you know who's really fucking silent about it? All the people I was naming that I was like, fuck them too. Laura Loomer, who's a journalist, silent about it. Mark Levin, who calls himself a journalist, but he's a testicle, silent about it. Ben Shapiro, not even gonna fucking mention it. It's crazy. But let's go on. I want to show another video that I have. This is of Brett Cooper, and she is talking a little bit about what happened in the club the other night with Nick Fuentes, Clavicular, the Tate brothers, Myron, and Sneeko. So let's watch this quick video, and then we'll talk about this for a bit.
Reacting to things on the internet, which I have done for 4 years straight at this point, it used to be more fun. It used to be free and freewheeling, and now every day when I sit behind this microphone, I'm constantly worried about offending people on my own side, on my own political side, not saying the right thing. I'm just over it. Can things not just be funny anymore? Can we not just touch some grass and laugh at things without it being the end of the world? Can I not just be entertained by things that go on the internet? Because what happened in Miami this weekend with all of the Manosphere streamers, that was my reality TV. The boys walking in. You see the cameras back there. They're on the water. Oh, there's the ladies lined up by the water, just ready for these streamers to walk in and greet them. And that clip was posted, and somebody said, this looks like a scene out of a mafia movie. Fuentes literally looks straight out of the movie Scarface, like Tony Montana and Sosa, you can see right here. I would love to know I'm asking genuinely, like, did you boys like coordinate your outfit? I genuinely have to ask because I am a female. I remember seeing clips because both of you went to Kanye's Thanksgiving and you were like texting about what you were gonna wear. Did you go out and you're like, we're gonna do Scarface tonight? And was Clavicular your Manny Rivera or whatever his name is? I have a picture pulled up here. Like, this is the 1983 version of mogging. Also, this clip of them going to dinner or leaving dinner just killed me. Watch this.
Let the wind. Well, it's down here, right?
Yeah, no, it's one more up and to the right.
They're just walking through the streets of Miami, and I don't know why this particularly killed me, but they're walking by a North Italia, and I'm like, are you gonna go in for like some spicy vodka pasta? Like, is that on Clavicular's like looks maxing diet? I don't know. The thought of them being in North Italia did kill me. Anyway, now back to the story. I've already said that I find Nick Fuentes funny, so let's just go ahead and cancel me even more here. Now, we're gonna talk about the online response, because obviously all of this took place in the middle of the night on Saturday when most of us normal sane people were warm in our beds. But once everyone woke up on Sunday morning, the internet lost their minds. Mostly because this like squad, they did one specific thing. They had the club play Kanye's song that I will call NHH. And I am sure you know what that is. And suddenly, after seeing that, everyone logged online to comment and condemn. The club responded. They put out a long statement saying that they are striving to be inclusive and they are standing against anti-Semitism. The ADL commented and made a statement. The mayor of Miami got involved, and that anti-Semitism and hate speech or the normalization of extremist ideology has no place in our Miami Beach community, our nightlife, or any public setting. And it is completely true that he thinks it has no place in Miami. That is fine. And it is true that he is taking it very seriously. In fact, he allegedly has officers going door to door in Miami checking on people who have posted things about him online on Facebook that the mayor of Miami deems anti-Semitic.
Is that your account?
I refuse to answer questions without my lawyer present. So I really don't know how to answer that question either
well,
way.
like I said, you're not
this
going
is
to jail.
freedom of speech. This is America, right?
And,
This mayor has even threatened to evict a movie theater for trying to play an Oscar-winning movie that he also deemed anti-Semitic. It's not helping your cause. And to that point, all of these statements, I do not think that these streamers care. They actually kind of love it. Like, post all you want, attempt to cancel them even more. They will only get bigger. I will give you an example. I'm thinking back to 2 years ago. I had never even heard Nick Fuentes' voice or seen clips from his show until the Daily Wire and Jeremy Boring used clips of him in the presentation that they gave all of us employees after they fired Candace, which is not proprietary information. Steven Crowder leaked that information recently, but I only heard from him, like I only saw clips because people were using him as this negative example. And the funny memes and the videos that are, popping up on Instagram Reels and TikToks, they only started circulating and going viral the more that everyone freaked out about him. If Nick Fuentes is actually on this generational run, if my mom and my friends' moms are even seeing his videos and talking about him, he can thank the Streisand effect for pointing at him and going, don't watch, this is bad. Everyone's gonna go look and see what is actually so bad and terrible. Anyway, back to the point about the clubs and the condemning and Kanye's song. If I am not mistaken, and I am treading on treacherous territory here, but you're kind of proving the point of Kanye's song. And I'll probably get heat for this, but I don't really care at this point. Like, on the surface, yes, you can say that this song is gross. It is disrespectful. You can say that it was made by psychotic Kanye, whatever you want. But Kanye's argument, allegedly, for releasing it was that you can rap and sing about killing and shooting people. You can hype up black on black crime. You can throw slurs at white people. You can sing the N-word, and all of that is celebrated. It wins Grammys. It is played at clubs and bars. But this song specifically gets you pulled off of Spotify. It gets you condemned by the mayor of Miami.
Yep. And that's the point I was trying to make. And I feel like she took a little bit of time to land her plane there. She took almost 5 minutes to just get to the bigger point, but again, we're going to let women over-explain them. It's what they do, guys. Women love to yap. They love to talk. Can't blame women for being women. But the point she's trying to make over everything is that Kanye's point of the song was to expose that reality, that it's like you could literally talk about all these different things, as grotesque and disgusting and violent as some of them might be. But then you play this song and it's like the entire world ends for these people. It's like a second Holocaust is fucking happening to the Jews. And it's crazy. It's absolutely insane, especially when you realize who runs the music industry. So the Jews who run the music industry are cool with them talking about rape and black on black crime and talking about being disrespectful to white people, like she said. But if you criticize the people in the music industry, you end up like, yeah, you end up like they're ending up now where you have shit like this happening right here. This is a little thing that the Tate brothers' lawyer put out there, and I'll read it to you guys. It goes, Andrew Tate is the litmus test for free speech on the internet. That reality explains why influencers who themselves operate at the edge of protected speech joined the Tate brothers for a night out in Miami shortly after their arrival. That gathering was not an endorsement of anyone's views, it was a defense of a principle. The principle that speech, even controversial speech, is not grounds for imprisonment, exile, or punishment by the state. A controversial song comes on in a car full of guys, some sing, some do not. The same song comes on in a nightclub. Some sing, some do not. If anyone wants to be angry, that anger belongs with the people who chose to play it and the people who chose to sing it. What I can say without qualification is this: Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate did neither. If the club is looking for someone to blame, it should start by looking in the mirror. To be clear, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate condemn anti-Semitism and any glorification of Adolf Hitler. Free speech is not a license for hate. There is a clear line between expressing views and promoting hatred. Andrew and Tristan reject hatred in all its forms. It's absolutely crazy to see the backtrack. And then I want to pull up this clip as well. This clip I'm about to pull up is a clip from the PBD podcast, and let me get it pulled up here, where Andrew Tate backtracks even further. Sorry about that, just getting it pulled up right here. I just saw this, which is kind of funny. Someone in Sneako's channel put the Andrew Tate during his PBD interview. Let me get the actual video pulled up so you know what he's talking about. Where the fuck is this video? Give me one moment. Sorry about that. I thought I had it saved here, but I guess I did not, but we're getting it pulled up. I'm searching for it right now. What the absolute fuck? Why is this thing so annoying when you need it to fucking work? Well, let's see. Let's be more specific in my search and see if I can get the video. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now it's just fucking spinning like a retard. Alright.
That night. None of which I requested. None. I walk into a night,
Start from the
a whole
beginning.
bunch of songs were played that night. None of which I requested. None. I walk into a nightclub, and songs are played. Unfortunately, if anything happens anywhere near me, it gets tied to my name. If someone got shot in that club, they would have said, Andrew Tate's in a nightclub where this man got shot. I didn't shoot him. I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know who the fuck he is. I was there and the song was played. The actual conversation I think that's interesting to have when it comes to this is the nature of the internet and the nature of influencing in general. Because I think we're living in a world now where only shock value seems to get anybody's attention for any significant period of time because everyone's dopamine receptors are completely fried. So all of these young influencers or anyone on the internet who's trying to make any name for themselves is trying to be as controversial and shocking as possible as quickly as possible. And that's why the song was played, because it gets views. That's why. I didn't play it. I didn't ask them to play it. I didn't dance. I didn't sing. In fact, the only time you see me on there is me storming out of the bus saying this is ridiculous and leaving. But I know why it was played. It was played because of this. It was played because it gets traction in a world where everybody is bored of everything all of the time. And that's why these young people are encouraged constantly to try and do the most shocking thing possible. You see this not just with this song, you see this on all their streams. They're running people over and doing retarded shit constantly. So I'm not here to make excuses for myself. I'm not here to say it wasn't me. I'm not here to, blame someone else. But it is kind of ridiculous. It does feel a bit unfair that I'm standing in a nightclub. A song comes on that I did not request. A song comes on that I do not dance to. I do not repeat the lyrics to. I just stand there. And then they want to attribute somehow the song playing to me and it all be.
See, what I find absurd about what's happening with all this is that Andrew Tate, what he should have said and what he should have done is just said, who gives a shit? I'm not going to say anything more about it. I'm not going to apologize about it. I'm not going to even acknowledge the question. That's what the old Andrew Tate would have done. But post-jail Andrew Tate seems to be a little different. And that comes clear from this Myron clip. Let's see if I can get that. I just saw it a second ago. Let me try and get it pulled up here. If I can't find it right away, then I'm not gonna I'm not going to waste you guys' time looking for it again. Let's see. Let me search really quick. Yeah, I can't find it right now. But basically, what Andrew Tate said in the clip on Myron's show the next day after they went to the club was, I can't criticize the Jews. They might send me back to jail. And it ties into what we were saying earlier about free speech being targeted. But the bigger problem that I have with Andrew Tate right now is that Andrew Tate is kind of folding under pressure. Andrew Tate was the unapologetic manosphere guy about free speech, about everything should be legal. I mean, he was the guy who literally threw up a sick howl on his show and was like, let's bring it back. And now he's like, I didn't even sing. I didn't even dance. Me and Tristan didn't do anything. Tristan acknowledged it too. And Tristan in the club is doing the same thing. He's doing the I give my heart to you. It's absolutely insane that they're apologizing for this. It's kind of sad to see, and we'll see where it goes over the next few days. If there's any major updates on it, I will report on it. As of now, we really don't have much. But I want to get into one of the bigger topics of the show because we're getting towards the end of the show here. We don't have that many things to talk about. But what I do want to show is the video of the people storming the church, protesting, storming the church. And it's absolutely absurd that this is not being punished yet. I mean, if this was Republicans doing this to Democrats, if this, like I said, was Christians doing this to Muslims, or Christians doing this to Jews, or atheists doing it to Muslims or Jews, this would immediately be punished, condemned by everybody in the media. But only a small subset of the media is actually punishing this. Don Lemon is celebrating it. Don Lemon took it as far as to say anybody complaining about it is just a white supremacist. Don Lemon is an utter piece of shit. And honestly, Donald Trump, put him in jail. Put him in fucking jail. Make an example out of him. Make an example out of every one of these douchebags who stormed this fucking church, disrupting the service, and putting children in fear. I mean, there were mothers who walked out holding their children tight, holding them behind them, whatever. There were people in the seats who felt trapped holding their kids tight because these kids felt scared. They're in a church service. They're there to build their relationships closer with God. And these these disgusting leftists charge into the church trying to hold people accountable for the death of Renee Good. The dumb bimbo who got fucking shot in Minnesota because she tried to run over an ICE agent. But let's watch this video real quick. We'll talk about it. Then we'll wrap up the show, get to our comments.
In your house, the trace you want to get your house in order. That is correct.
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Don't shoot! 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 Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment, exactly. You... Renee Good! Renee Good! Freedom! We have a duty to win! We must love and support one another! All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians.
These people are just like mentally fucking ill. And not only should they be arrested, they should be put in insane asylums. Like legitimately, we need to have the government hold these fucking people accountable for once, because I mean, this is the reason many people conceal carry at church, because they fear that people are going to come at them in this manner. They fear that people are going to be violent in their place of worship. And it's a real fear that people have. And when you see somebody acting this deranged, somebody who is literally getting in everyone's faces, getting in women and children's faces, screaming, "Why don't I see you out here protesting?" It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here before somebody handles business. Like, this is fucking scary.
But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame. Out now. Out now. Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a...
Stand with the Somalis? I want to throw the fucking Somalis on a boat and send them back to Somalia. And to be honest, I don't even give a shit if they get there. I just want to put them on the boat and let them fucking leave this country.
Suit and tie, and he hangs out with Christy Nome. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not?
No.
Why are you not going down to whip?
That's also one of the craziest things. As a Christian, you have to accept all immigrants. It's like, no, the fuck we don't, actually. Actually, not just the Bible, but the Pope also respects borders. They talk about it openly.
People and joining us in protest against this inhumanity. You claim to be a Christian, act like one.
These people are mentally ill. These people are deranged as fuck. And these people need to be held accountable. If we don't have a government who's going to hold them accountable, you're going to put it in the people's hands, and you don't want to do that. Government, hold these fucking people accountable. Donald Trump, charge these people for violating the FACE Act. I mean, this is absolutely absurd. These people are disturbing a place of worship. They are running into an active service, taking over the service, getting in people's faces, harassing them, threatening them. And if you don't think they're saying anything threatening, getting in a child's face, getting in a woman's face and screaming in that manner, that is a threatening thing. That is extremely threatening. And that is something that, if I had a daughter, I would take extremely seriously, and I would treat it as a threat. I think it's absolutely absurd that these people are getting away with this, that these people were allowed to walk out of this church without being in handcuffs. Every one of those people who walked into that church needs to be arrested, and every one of them should be put in an insane asylum. Honestly, these are the type of people we should be deporting out of our fucking country. Citizens or not, denaturalize them. I don't give a shit. We cannot have people doing shit like this and getting away with it. This is absolutely absurd. It's anti-American. It goes against everything we believe and stand for as a country. And for people who are like, oh, it's free speech, they're allowed to do that. You cannot walk into a place that is actively holding a service, a church, and you cannot disturb it in that manner. You can't walk into a synagogue and do it. You can't walk into a mosque and do it. So what makes you think you can walk into a fucking church and do it? Churches need armed security. We need the government to hold these people accountable. And if a single person doesn't get arrested, you're putting it in the people's hands. Don't put it in the people's hands. Handle fucking business. The government needs to fucking do something about this. And it makes me sick that nothing has been done about this so far. And Don Lemon, let me see if I can find this fucking video of Don Lemon, this utter sack of shit. Right here, I got it. Pulling it up for you guys, putting it on the big screen here. I mean, this is fucking disgusting.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them.
Like, this is why white people are justified in using slurs, honestly. It's white supremacy. It's white supremacy because these people are Christian and they're in a church service. Like, why can't we just anymore? Why can't we do it?
And that it is a Christian country when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so, yeah, I absolutely 100%. But
as they're getting in the face of little girls who are in the church and screaming in their fucking faces,
it's an intimidation tactic. And, I said, I don't understand how I've become the face
It's an intimidation tactic. It's not intimidation to walk into the fucking church, disturb it, and scream at these people in their faces on video.
but when I was a journalist, I do understand that I'm the biggest name there. And I'm also, as I was on with my producers this morning, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America. And there's a certain degree of entitlement.
I also want to say something about Don Lemon. I've debated Don Lemon on TikTok. Don Lemon is one of those retards who, like the Krasenstein brothers, used to do TikTok lives until they stopped because they kept fucking losing openly and getting exposed by people like myself. I've debated the Krasenstein brothers. I made them look fucking retarded. I called them out on how they used to own child porn websites, and they kept kicking me off, and I would make a new account, and I'd rejoin the live, and then I would do the same fucking thing over. It was absolutely insane. And then Don Lemon, I debated him about a plethora of things, but he didn't win a single fucking debate. Objectively, I mogged the fuck out of him. Don Lemon's a complete and utter fucking retard, and he thinks, like he said, because he's a gay black man in America, that he's above other people, that he has this, that, I don't know, it's just, these people need to be held. These are the type of people who are never held accountable for a single thing in their fucking lives, and we need to put them in their fucking place. Especially pieces of shit like Don Lemon. I honestly think they should arrest Don Lemon as well. Don Lemon was in that church, reporting on it, filming on it. He was part of the disruption of the service, and Don Lemon was enticing it. He was celebrating it as if it was a positive thing, and then he goes on a fucking podcast, and he's like, these white supremacist churchgoers, these young straight white males. It's like, bitch, you just had a man yelling at a woman a foot of fucking way from her face. A little girl. And you're calling about white supremacists and young men? Go fuck yourself. This is the type of trash that I cannot stand. I had one other thing I wanted to show you guys, but before we get into that, I want to wrap, what I'm saying up here. We need to have the government hold these people accountable. If we fail to hold these people accountable, it is only enabling them to do more. We need to set an example. The Democrats weren't afraid to do that. The Democrats were never afraid to arrest the J6ers. The Democrats were never afraid to arrest the Charlottesville people. The Democrats were never afraid to run this shock and awe campaign of arresting people they disagreed with, of arresting people who would do things like this. But Republicans are such pussies about it. Trump's like, oh, maybe I'll ask a prosecutor, maybe not. I don't think there's enough reason to invoke the Insurrection Act. I don't think we need martial law. It's like, motherfucker. Martial law, Insurrection Act, all of it right fucking now. Let's get this country under control. Let's stop these violent leftists. The left is incredibly violent. The rhetoric is disgusting. And part of the reason is the people in the government on the left. I mean, this is the last thing I want to show you guys, and this is what I wanted to kind of tie it into, but Hakeem Jeffries once again hinted that he will pursue criminal charges against Trump and his administration for using ICE to arrest illegals. So using a federal law enforcement agency whose job it is to arrest illegal immigrants, Hakeem Jeffries wants to arrest those people. But, he wants to arrest the federal agents who are literally holding these illegals accountable, who are arresting these illegals and helping with the deportations of these illegals. But our own federal government, the Republicans who own the House, the Senate, and the presidency, they fail to arrest a single fucking person? We get some people for mortgage fraud, and that's about it. We're not arresting actually anybody. All these people acting violently. We literally had people destroying ICE vehicles in Minnesota. We had people fighting ICE agents. We had people who took a J6er and were trying to strip him limb from fucking limb, Jake Lang, in the streets. We have these people who are targeting people on the right, who are targeting ICE agents, going hotel to hotel, breaking in, trying to find out where these ICE agents live. Did a single one of them get arrested? No. Was martial law declared? No. Was the Insurrection Act invoked? No. But you want to know what is happening? Hakeem Jeffries is going to try and get the ICE agents arrested. And guess what? I'm sure the left will actually fucking do it. For some reason, the right has no fucking balls. The GOP has a fucking vagina. The GOP has no testicles. The GOP refuses to hold these people accountable. They refuse to arrest a single person who is violating laws, who is targeting people, who is making violent threats. It is the same reason the left was enabled to go kill Charlie Kirk. It is the same reason the left continues to act violent and taking over the streets and laying in the middle of the street and protesting when they're actually just having violent insurrections, when they're taking over hotels and the streets and destroying ICE vehicles and trying to tear people limb from fucking limb. That's what's happening. We have a country right now where the left feels so empowered to do all this stuff and the right doesn't have any balls to handle it. The right is just like, maybe we'll do something, maybe we'll not. You know, the left is making themselves look stupid. Let's just let them run. Fuck that. How about hold them accountable? I want these people in jail. I want them in mental asylums. I want them deported out of the fucking country. Hakeem Jeffries, send him to where his ancestors are from. Get him the fuck out of here. All these people who stormed into that church, get him the fuck out of this country. The mayor of Miami, who is saying that we're going to send police officers to people's doors who want to criticize Israel, send him back to fucking Israel. He'd be happier there. The Miami nightclub owners, Dave Gruntman, who is blacklisting Sneeko, Clavicular, Nick Fuentes, the Tate brothers from every single Miami nightclub, send him back to fucking Israel. Fuck you, David Gruntman. Fuck this entire Zionist lobby. Fuck these entire left party. They are literally, utterly violent. And we are doing nothing to stop it. We are doing nothing to stop when they try and target our right to free speech. We are doing nothing to stop when they target us in our place of worship. We are doing nothing to stop any of this. And we're supposed to just deal with it. You're putting it in the citizens' hands. Our government has an obligation and responsibility to handle fucking business. The same way the left did, the right, the GOP establishment has that same responsibility, but they're not doing it. The left took it upon themselves to jail hundreds of people without due process. Even though the left loves to bitch about due process. But the right doesn't have the balls to do fucking any of it. And it really infuriates me. It sets me off, and I'm sure it sets off millions of young patriots like myself who are unwilling to bow down to these Zionists, who are unwilling to bow down to these rogue leftists, who are unwilling to bow down to the establishment itself. So again, this is the final message I have for this rant. Donald Trump, I am calling on you. Pam Bondi, I am calling on you. Kash Patel, you utter piece of shit, I am calling on you. Hold these people accountable. Arrest them. Deport them. Put them in insane asylums. Whatever the fuck you have to do to restore order to this country. Because we do not have freedom without order. That's all I have to say on the subject. That's all I have to say for the show today. It's been a good show. Got a little heated, but what are you going to fucking do? They're trying to take away free speech. They're trying to loot, rob, and rape us. They're trying to storm our places of worship. They're trying to make people guilty for being in a club with a fucking song that, fuck all these people. Fuck all of that. It's just, why can't we just have some fucking happy news? Why can't we just have some news like Donald Trump fucking actually holds people accountable for usury? Donald Trump deports millions of illegals. Why can't we get some good fucking news? It's always shitty news because this administration is shit. Everyone in Trump's cabinet is shit. Everyone in Trump's cabinet has sold their fucking souls to the devil. But happy birthday, Jeffrey Epstein, right, guys? I mean, at least we got something to celebrate, right? It's fucking absurd. It just pisses me the fuck off that this is where we're at in this country. That's gonna be where I end the show. I'm gonna go over to the comments. So again, please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Remember to join our Telegram channel by scanning the code. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on X, subscribe on YouTube. You guys know the whole fucking deal. Let's get our comments pulled up though. What the fuck? First comment I'm definitely not going to read. Holy shit. Usually I'll read almost any comment, but the first comment, I'm actually, again, I gotta delete this. Someone is doxing the number of someone's phone number in my, I disagree with the person who, he's doxing the phone number of the woman who orchestrated the protest in the church. And again, as much as I disagree with that woman, I'm not going to allow people to be doxxed on my show. You know, I will stand against that even if it's people I disagree with. That's crazy. Don't fucking dox people in my comments. That's an easy way to get yourself blocked. Okay, let's get on to the actual comments, though. Here we go.
Candace was right. Who is listening to these guys? Not one married among them. Men, they don't have anything worthwhile to tell us.
That's the most retarded fucking thing I've ever heard. Candace was right, first of all. Candace is literally saying that things that happened in her dreams are true. Don't ever say Candace is fucking right in my comments. Second of all, who gives a fuck if they're married? That doesn't mean they have nothing worthwhile to listen to. That's retarded. that's just as dumb as it fucking gets. You have 0 brain cells.
I get the point of all these big names getting together for the movement, but I don't understand what Nick is aiming for. He is a Catholic, but he's hanging with Muslims glorifying polygamy and guys talking up 20% of men getting all the women, and he's sort of talking down on himself. It's kind of sad. He needs to be more confident with females even if he wants to wait till marriage. Lose the nerd image. Clavicular is a douche. He shouldn't be a role model for any young man. He's got soft hands.
Yeah, again, I kind of disagree. Let's see. Let me address each point you made. He's a Catholic, but he's hanging with Muslims. Okay, that's like a stupid point if I'm being honest. Nick's not glorifying polygamy. He's just explaining the reality of the world we live in. And that is the reality. And when you say talking about how 20% of men are getting all the women, that's true. Like, again, like, we can't ignore reality just because it's unpleasant to us. He needs to be more confident with females even if he wants to wait till marriage. He just doesn't fucking want to even tolerate their bullshit, which is fine. I actually respect that. Clavicular is a douche. That's the reason women like him, though. And again, that's the reality we deal with. And you say he shouldn't be a role model. I actually do think on some level that's right, but I think on some level it's incorrect. Like, I don't agree with the drugs. I don't agree with the surgeries and all that. But I do think looks maxing, the idea of, like, if you're more attractive, you're more successful, that's been proven to be true. So, that's where I'll disagree with you. And I think he is teaching people the reality that he's showing in real time that it's like, if you objectively are a handsome man, you can get away. Like, he walks around Brickell, Miami screaming slurs and nobody gives a shit because he's an objectively good-looking person. So that's what he's proving.
These guys all glow to some extent. Maybe not Tate, but the rest are fed assets or just cultural rot. No man needs to look up to guys like Nick or Clavicular. They need role models themselves.
I mean, everyone should have role models, but who are you to tell them who their role models should be? If people are in politics, they should look up to Nick. Because Nick knows more about politics than you, me, or most people. If people are trying to improve how they look, Clavicular is not the worst place to look. Again, I don't agree with all his methods, but obviously it's been successful on some front.
I don't think it's that I'm growing on you. I think it's we disagree on one issue. With your show is usually about when you don't speak about that in your show. I usually agree with you.
James Fidel, when we don't talk about Israel, we agree, but Fidel's not going to like this episode, so we'll see.
Cringe.
Okay. Like, your comments are always retarded.
I don't like the way you covered the Venezuela and Renee Good. You're trash. F you.
I don't like the way we disagree on politics. Fuck you. Like, you're a girl. You sound like a woman. Like, go take your fucking tampon out. You sound like a bitch.
I like Nick Fuentes a lot, but clubbing isn't something that's Christian. He has a lot of valid points and is really funny, but we mustn't trust him blindly. Every man should be scrutinized no matter who. The only thing we can trust blindly is God. Also, the extent someone like Clavicular looks maxing goes to an extreme level that start turning into pride and self-idolatry.
I agree with the last part, what you said there about Clavicular. And to address the Nick clubbing, like, he literally talked about on his Telegram how he didn't even fucking want to go out to the club. He just went because his friends dragged him out there. And that was what the collaboration was. He had no interest in even going.
Who watches panels like that? Entirely unimpressive. Get me Candace and Tim Pool and Ben Shapiro and Tim Walz and Gavin Newsom. Now that's a panel I could get behind, being pushed out of the public arena.
Candace, Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro, Tim Walz, and Gavin Newsom. Like, that's got to be rage bait. You sound like a retard. Like, you want to listen to those people? You're retarded. You have no hope. No hope for you.
Nick is a G, but Clavicular is just an industry plant trying to suck up the hierarchy. Sneeko is a bit weird. He beefed with Tate online but then acted completely friendly IRL. Tate's a GOFC.
Again, like, Nick and Myron had beef as well. They put the beef behind them. Like, who gives a shit? And Clavicular's not an industry plant. If you know Clavicular's whole story, he's been doing this since he was like 13, and that's been documented.
Yet all of them are weird, especially Myron. Their images of him get kissed by a man.
I haven't seen that. That's fucking weird if that's true, but doesn't sound right.
Make sure to reach out to the YouTuber Joshua Carr. The debate I told you about on DMs, he recently debated or at least interviewing Kai Schwimmer.
Okay, I'll reach out.
The comment he made still did come off weird.
Yeah, again, it's him being funny.
That Sam guy pissed me off when he insulted my girl.
Yeah, you're only making it worse by talking about it more. You're only bringing more attention to it.
I believe in chivalry, especially towards women I care about, so for that little gay retard to say that about the woman I like pissed me the F off.
I mean, how many times did I tell you to not make your profile picture your face and your girlfriend?
He said she looked like Marilyn Manson. Fuck him, that's what his mom looks like. He is one of the brainwashed Candace Owens fans. He is constantly harassing people on the Charlie Kirk show comments I had been putting up with for a while. I'd suggest you block him too, bro, because once he finds out you don't believe Candace, he will turn on you and start promoting his low IQ propaganda. He is just like the guy that insulted your grandmother. His username is Samillard.
Yeah, I'm not going to block him yet, but thanks for your input. Again, the more you talk about it, the more you bring attention to it, and it just entices him to come back, so relax.
You calling your show a dictatorship is funny because it's kind of true. Face with tears of joy.
Yeah, obviously, it's true I run this show.
However, for the most part, you are a benevolent dictator. You allow to say pretty much anything as long as it's not something extreme.
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Ask James Fishback if he loses, will he be one of those people not to concede, and if he will really also run again, or it's a one-time run. If he loses, he's out of it. If he wins, he'll stay in.
I'll ask him that if you want. I think that he, I honestly could see him having presidential aspirations one day. I really could. All right, let me refresh the page, see if there's anything more there. I had to skip. This one guy, like, spammed the comments with this fucking woman's phone number, and I reported it. I'm not going to tolerate that in my content. Like, again, I disagree with this woman. Maybe I'll give her a call personally, but I'm not going to let that be doxed to the public. That's incredibly irresponsible and fucked up, and I think that actually should be illegal to dox people's phone numbers in that manner.
It's a bad look for Nick. All of it. I want to believe that this guy wants to gain ground, but he won't by acting like a kid out on the town.
That, again, do you know how many millions of impressions he got? If anything, it only grew him. Stupid opinion.
Why was it controversial? Ray Fine says publicly that he wants Israel to bomb all Palestinian hospitals and every Palestinian dead, but absolutely nothing happened to him. Jews can offend Muslims and Palestinians, but no one can offend them? As long as this is the case, Nick Fuentes will continue to rise.
Exactly. People don't realize that. And that's kind of what Brett Cooper was talking about. It's like the more you tell people you can't listen to this, you shouldn't listen to this, this is bad, it's like the more people are going to want to look.
Some of the greatest minds of our time. A Muslim Sudanese barbarian. A Muslim human trafficking duo. A Muslim ex-gay porn star. Who thinks dogs are haram. A closeted gay federal informant. And whoever that looks maxing dweeb is excellent roster. Pal, the only Westerners who support these clowns are useful idiots for leftists Islamists. Like this James P. character.
You just sound like a seething bitch. You honestly sound like a woman. So I'm just not going to take your opinion on this matter seriously. Alright, that seems to be all the comments for the show today. What a show! What a show! Holy shit. Like I said in the beginning, we were supposed to do the James Fishback interview today. It's pushed till Monday. Hopefully we get it done Monday. But that's been the entire show for the day, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. We read all the comments at the end of each show. I'll be doing a reaction stream to this Jewish fraud that's happening in New York sometime this week, the Tyler Oliveira video, so I'm excited about that. James Fishback interview Monday. I had someone else reach out to possibly do a interview as well. I won't say anything more about it until it's confirmed, but we could have a pretty cool interview coming up. I have a collaboration with Isaiah Asher on, I think it's the 30th, whatever the last Friday of the month is. I think it's the 30th, though. Collaboration with him that day. We're going to talk about the fraud in St. Louis and Minnesota and hopefully New York as well. He's a good guy, good creator. He makes good videos. If you guys don't follow Isaiah Asher, go follow him as well. But make sure to like I said, like, smash the follow button, rate the show 5 stars, leave a comment, follow me on X, follow me on Instagram, join my Telegram channel, stay updated on all things America Unfiltered. But with that, I'm going to sign off today. Hope you guys do have a blessed day, a blessed night. Thank you for tuning into the show. I will see you guys tomorrow on Wednesday. Thank you and have a great night.